What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why? Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Wow, that's loud. That is... Oh, never mind. I'm good. Anyway, welcome to Wrestling Gold Friday night. Hopefully everybody had a good week, whether you had to work or not. And actually my day... It went kind of south because I did find out I do got to work this weekend. Basically, after this stream, I got to pack up and be ready to head to Valdosta, Georgia. Probably need to leave probably around 3:30. Head to Valdosta, Georgia. So I'll be in Valdosta, Georgia, staying at the lovely La Quinta Inn. So if you're living in Valdosta, hey, give me a shout out if you're watching this. Anyway, yes, this is a Wrestling Gold Friday night where this is the fun show. Okay, let's perk up, let's smile, let's have fun, because this is the fun show. This is the show where we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real, because damn it, it is real to us. So let's go ahead. We know how we start every Friday. I probably shouldn't, but yeah, it's gonna be one. It'll be. I got to sit here and think about this because I don't want to pass out. I mean, I already adjusted my dinner plans for the night. I'll probably be okay. But anyway, how we start off every Wrestling Gold Friday night, we pop up on a cold one, and it don't have to, folks. If you're watching this on the chat, or if you're watching this on the replay, let me know what you're drinking this Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whenever you watch this, or if you're not drinking anything, if you're kind of doing something, let's just say personal, you don't have to share that. We're good on that one. But if you're, whatever you're drinking, a beer, shot of whiskey, shot of tequila, shot of any kind of liquor, vodka, don't matter. Having a nice fancy mixed drink like a daiquiri or margarita, which that every time I say that, it sounds so good. It sounds so delicious. I definitely need one. But anyway, if you're drinking whatever you drink, or soda, water, whatever, let me know in the comments or the chat. Yes, the chat is open, so yes, feel free to join me in the chat. I encourage everybody to give their opinions on anything I talk about this evening, or just say it with the first thing on top of your mind. And if you kind of shy, don't be shy. We're all friends here. Just drop by and give a friendly salute. Give a friendly hello and speaking and saluting. Cheers to all the hardworking men and women who worked hard this week, and to the ones who are going to be working hard this weekend. We appreciate you folks too. Cheers. What's that? What's that line in Old School? That movie. Once it hits your lips, it tastes so good. I need a bigger desk. I got so much shit in here. But anyway, yeah, hopefully everybody had a good week this week. Going to have a fun show this week, of course. And I believe, let me go ahead and say Merry Christmas to everybody, because this might be the last live stream of the year. I will still do the Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, the Raw recap, probably the Dynamite recap as well. Excuse me. Also, the Dynamite recap. Sorry about that. I need to learn how to cut that off or switch pictures. That's what I need to do. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, probably the last live stream. I'll still probably the Dynamite as well. Not going to make it to the World's Ends. I'm going to a indie show in Monroe, Georgia, Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. I forgot the address and everything, but just hit their Facebook page, and they'll give you the information on that. But yeah, if you're around that area, want to see some good wrestling, that's a place to go to. I think ticket prices are 15 and 20. So, but besides that, so yeah, Mr. Promoter, if you're, I did somewhat of a free plug for you. So anyway, like I said, got a few things to get to. Gonna have a fun show. Get a little into the today in wrestling history. Also, we're gonna, for the watch along, we're gonna show got a double feature. Hey, I promise a double feature. We're gonna have a double feature, no matter what. Double feature, 2020 interview, or the 2020 episode, where they exposed wrestling, the infamous one where we had Jim Wilson and Eddie Mansfield, John Stossel, asking a question to Dr. D. Davis Schultz, and you'll see why. You will see why I say Davis Schultz needs to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm still going to die on that hill. Speaking of that, let me make sure I let me, because I'll have to give y'all two links. I kind of put both links to, well, because I can't share the video, of course, but I can, well, not wrong button. There we go. Just share the two links to the two different shows. Uh-oh. What happened here? Okay, we'll just have to go back one. Da, 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 da. I actually fell asleep last night watching a little bit of the. Speaking of Eddie Mansfield, I watched a little bit of IWF last night and I fell asleep to it. A little interesting. We'll probably do that one for a watch along. But anyway, yeah, going to do that. And for the second watch along of the double feature episode of Morton Downey Jr. show that talked about pro wrestling. Again, it's going to have Jim Wilson, Dr. D. David Schultz, Thunderbolt Patterson, Captain Lou Albano's in it. Also, I think Paul Heyman calls in. A few names people might remember and faces you might remember seeing at the time. So yeah, like I said, fun show here tonight. So let's get to it. Let's freaking go. Let's forking go. Let me find my little notes here again. There we go. So let's go. Today in wrestling history. Of course, today is December 19th, 2025. And on this date in 1970 at the WOXI studio in Atlanta, Georgia, Luke Graham would defeat, come on now. Crazy Luke Graham defeated Bobby Shane for the Georgia Television Championship. Of course, if y'all remember me talking a few weeks ago about Bobby Shane, dude had about to get in his prime of his career. He was getting over one of the I won't say popular heels at the time. Was getting a lot of heat, becoming a big draw, but unfortunately passed away in a plane crash in Florida. The same one that had Gary Hart, Austin Idol, and that one. But unfortunately, he passed away. And I believe it's that crown and that picture that's shown there. That same crown he wound up at the time lending Jerry Lawler for him to. I think he was still in that feud with Jackie Fargo, and to see who the King of Memphis was, and he would wear that crown and basically calling himself the King of Wrestling at the time. Let me make sure nobody's texting me saying, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I believe that's the same crown that he loaned out to Jerry Lawler to coronate himself the king. All right. On this date in 1972, Giant Baba defeats the Destroyer, Dick Byers, in a famous match in Nagata, Japan. The loss forced the Destroyer to remain in Japan as Baba's partner. So, interesting little stipulation there. On this date in 1973, Ken Mantell wins the NWA World Junior title from Danny Hodge and Jackson, Mississippi. On this date in 1978, Joe Ledoux, the crazy man, strong man from Canada, wins the NWA Florida title over Mr. Uganda, aka Cyclone Negro, in Tampa, Florida. That was a big dude. All right. On this date in 1982, an infamous match featuring Ric Flair versus Jack Veneno, real name Rafael Sanchez. Match takes place in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Jack Veneno was a local major star, and fans in Santo Domingo were so hot for the match that Ric Flair changed the finish. He changed the finish of the match in order to avoid a riot. Yes, Puerto Rico is famous for this. A lot of those still in 1982. I believe Louisiana was still famous for riots. Um, but yeah, he changed the finish and allowed Jack Veneno to win or to pin him to become the NWA World Champion. Uh, the match was scheduled to end up a 60-minute draw, but Ric Flair called an audible at the 17-minute mark and had Veneno win with his finisher, a short pile driver. The decision was later reversed or not recognized by the NWA despite Veneno's clean pinfall. Also on the same show, Victor Jovica defeated Roddy Piper by disqualification. The show drew a reported 13,000 people. Um, so yeah, at that time, I mean, you've always heard about, or especially if you listen to Jim Cornette stuff, where he's talking about Mid South, working for Bill Watts. He always talking about the riots down there, but Dutch Mantel, I think he's talked about working in Puerto Rico, how crazy those people are. I'm pretty sure Dominican Republic was the same way. If you were their hero and you did their hero dirty, the fans will definitely come after you. What's up, Joe King? Finally in the house. Welcome to the house. All right, let's see. Keep it going here. On this day in 1983, Dizzy Davis sadly passed away at the age of 69. On this day in 1985, Saturday night's main event 4 took place in Tampa, Florida at the USF Sundome, but it aired January 4th, 1986. The event aired on NBC and drew a 10.4 rating. On that night, you had Jesse Ventura, Roddy Piper, Bob Orton defeat Hillbilly Jim, Uncle Elmer, and Cousin Luke. I definitely remember this. I was like, oh, they cheated. Type moment. Hulk Hogan with the Junkyard Dog and his score defeated Terry Funk with Jimmy Hart, singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Savage defeated George Animal Steel. Of course, this is when they was doing the angle where George was infatuated, in love with Miss Elizabeth, along with a lot of people at the time. Nikolai Volkov with Freddie Blassie and the Iron Sheik defeated Corporal Kushner in a peace match. On the main event, you had Junkyard Dog and Ricky Steamboat defeat Mr. Fuji and the Magnificent Morocco in a tag match. On this date, 1994, Tommy Wildfire Rich defeated Brian Christopher in a loser leaves town versus title match to win the USWA title. On this date in 1998, in Philadelphia at the ECW Arena, drawing 1,300 people, Sabu defeated Taz and Justin Credible in a three-way dance to win the FTW title. And finally, on this date in 1999, WCW presents Starrcade 89 in Washington, D.C. at the MCI Center, drawing 8,582 people. Matches on that night, Vito LaGrosso and Johnny the Bull defeated Disco Inferno and Lash LaRue. Medusa defeated Evan Courageous to win the WCW Cruiserweight title. This makes her the first and only female, I believe, to win that championship. WCW Hardcore Champion Norman Smiley defeated Ming. Shane Douglas, Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, and Asia defeated Jim Duggan, Kevin Sullivan, Mike Rotundo, and Rick Steiner. Vampiro defeated Steve Williams by disqualification. Vampiro defeated Oklahoma, which was portrayed by Ed Ferreira. Not a popular angle at the time. Basically what Oklahoma was Ed Ferrara dressed up as JR and kind of doing his mouth like this, acting like Jim Ross, kind of making fun of Bell's palsy. Definitely not popular with the fans, whether it's his casual fans or the internet fans at all. Nobody liked that angle. Let's see. Creative Control, Ron and Don Harris with Kurt Hennig defeated Harlem Heat, Stevie Ray, Booker T, and Midnight. Jeff Jarrett defeated Dustin Rhodes in a bunkhouse match. Diamond Dallas Page defeated David Flair. Sting beat Lex Luger by disqualification. Kevin Nash defeated Sid Vicious in a powerbomb match. WCW United States Champion Chris Benoit defeated Jeff Jarrett in a ladder match. And in the main event, WCW World Champion Bret Hart defeated Bill Goldberg. And what was so special about this match? Well, this was the infamous match where Bill Goldberg literally kicked Bret Hart in the head, ending his career. That's the shot right there. I mean, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he didn't do it on purpose. Like the late great Steve Dr. Death Williams will say, it ain't ballet, brother. But unfortunately, this kicked in the head, gave him a concussion, and that concussion wound up causing a stroke and all that, which, like I said, ended Bret Hart's career. But unfortunately, those things do happen. Bret Hart, had a great career. Hello, Brenda Watson. At the time, had a long career in the WWF, multi-time tag team champion, intercontinental champion, and world champion. A little bit of dispute, a little bit of fallout happened between him and Vince, basically over money. Vince realized he was kind of paying too much. WWF at the time wasn't doing so great. But funny thing about it was, Bret Hart left, went to WCW, and it's WCW did WCW things at the time. However, the WWF wound up skyrocketing. It was the Stone Cold era, the beginning of the Attitude Era, and of course, this is after Montreal Screwjob and all that. Personally, I always kind of felt that might have been a work, the whole Montreal Screwjob deal. But you know what? I do respect Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Vince McMahon, everybody who took part of that. If they take that secret to their grave, mad respect for them. Keep the fans guessing. That's what I like. It's probably going to be a thing that people will talk about. I mean, they still talk about to this day. They'll probably talk about that, decades to come. If was this first of all, a lot of fans are going to be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this happened." Vince McMahon showing that he's an asshole again. Which, think about it, Vince McMahon became the number one heel in the company after that. Especially when Stone Cold won the championship, and then the Vince McMahon Steve Austin feud started. I mean, it didn't happen overnight, but it gradually picked from there. The only thing that I think Vince McMahon removed himself from then commentating. Did the infamous Bret screwed Bret interview. Shawn Michaels denied having any knowledge about it until, let's see, he retired and came back. When he came back, they did another like an anniversary expose on that on WWE. I guess it was WWE at the time. Confidential. They had that show, and finally Shawn Michaels admitted that, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. But like I said, now you got that. You got the whole aspect that, was he right for doing it? Was he wrong for doing it? Then you had the other argument was it would be, well, not really argument, the other talk that was it a work or was it a shoot? I don't know. A lot of things kind of, were, kind of folded out of that. And would you really let somebody, mess up your equipment while nobody there or anything like that. So there's a lot of things that kind of a little wishy-washy there. But that will be definitely going to be a topic of a show one day. On if there was a work or not. But yeah, that does it for this week in wrestling history. Not the show. We still got plenty to go. Don't worry, folks. We're still here. So, like I said, I don't mean to kind of rush things, but yeah, feel free to make any comments. Still, I'll respond as I go along. But is anybody ready for the watch along? Everybody ready for the watch along now? Like I said, I got 2 of them here. The first link I'm going to show here will be the 2020 episode that exposed the business, the infamous one. So let me share that in the chat. And I wonder if I can okay, let me duplicate tab. See, let me try to do something here, folks. Give me a little patience here. A little patience here. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, there's a chat. I was wanting to put a comment, but it won't let me do a comment yet. So let me scratch that out. So yes, this first one is the 2020. I guess I should have wrote that on there. And the second, go ahead, put up the second one. The second one will be the Morton Downey Jr. episode. Let me type Morton Downey. And I don't think he's any kin to Robert Downey Jr. I could be. I'll look up on that, but I think I did look that up before, a long time ago. I think probably when the internet got invented. I think I looked it up to see if they were related, or at least when. Okay, probably not when the internet was, first hit it, but I think it's around Iron Man. I think I looked it up and it said that they're not related. I could be wrong. I could be remembering things wrong. So anyway, there's. Oh, damn it. Paste. Okay. So there it is. Let's take a brief moment and get a word from our sponsors. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. All right. So are we ready now? Are you ready? Are you folks ready? I said, are you ready? Well, for the couple in attendance. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's do a little count off or countdown. Countdown, then push play. So here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. Oops. Uh-oh, that might be difficult.
Today, the biggest star is Hulk Hogan. He's a good guy. A few years ago, he was a bad guy, but why quibble? Now he's a good guy, and fans think of him as that blonde American hero. And he is a star. To find out what kind of celebrity this man is, we clear that saying to Quantum in the second industry.
I don't know why the microphone is picking up on that today.
Mary Jean Boulain used to be a musician, played bass guitar in the rock movies, and then on the side, he worked out a gym and built up this humongous physique and became a professional wrestler. Now he travels from arena to arena, working as many as 6 nights a week. Terry is really a soft-spoken person, but turn on the camera, he becomes the Hulk. Listen to John Stewart walking around, man. All I'm going to say is trying to tell you what Hulkamania's all about. And, I'm trying to tell you, but I said, that's probably what you can explain. Said you gotta have it. You gotta explain. That's really even a compliment. Experiencing it, it's hard to comprehend.
Can you guys still hear me pretty good? Yeah, I'm trying to fix the sound so where it's not picking up the sound from my phone. Yeah, talk a bunch of shits, kid. Adeshika, baby. You come to the ring, John Stossel. I humble you. I humble you. I give you the back suplex. I give you the camel clutch. I humble you. Ah, fuck. No, I'm just kidding. uh, I will give Eddie Mansfield credit. He says he's a brave guy, but I don't I don't think I would trust little John Stossel in body slamming me unless I just was able kind of like he did there, totally turn my whole body over. Jim Wilson is in the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, if and he was from what I've read and stuff like that, he was a pretty good college football player. Just couldn't really make it to the pros, injuries and all that. Then got a chance to become a professional wrestler, and according to Jim Wilson himself, uh, Jack Briscoe took a liking to him and all that. Oh, here we go right here. Because red equals green, folks, back in the day. Nowadays, red gets you on nationwide TV. What 460 people watching? Sounds like a good number, but when you're, I guess, a distant number two, the number one is 2 million. Oh, that's old Barry Windham and Mr. Fuji. Old Dick Murdoch. And that's old Ann Gunkel with Paul Orndorff and Tommy Rich. Now there's more to that story, the Gunkels and everything, than what definitely what's been said throughout the years. Huh, that's Dick Lane. Dick Lane. What's up, Dick? Don't be a dick. And let's go ahead and mention that more than likely John Stousel's never been to a heavy metal concert. Or I guess he's never watched anything on TV, period. Or been to an action movie. Here we go. Look at Fuji just standing there. I forgot. I can't really see who else is in the background, but I do see Fuji standing there. He's like, oh. All right. Now we're moving along to the Morton Downey Jr. show. That's Ted Arcidi carrying Morton Downey Jr. But I mean, there's just certain things you don't, especially at that time, you just don't go to a big guy, a wrestler like that, or any wrestler who's big guy, especially if you're the size of John Stossel, and go, hey, I think this is fake. But he got a big payday out of it, and that's it. Definitely put him on the map as far as reporters. But yeah, that right there is the reason I say still this. What they kids call it today, the hill you might die on. As far as wrestling, Dr. D, David Schultz deserves to be in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame or WWE Hall of Fame. So what year is this? Probably maybe late 80s, I think, 88, 89. And yes, he will be sitting there smoking a cigarette the whole time. Inside the studio, around people smoking a cigarette. Now, I'm not sure if he mentioned the name, but the promoter he was talking about that wanted to sleep with him is a promoter by the name of Jim Barnett. uh, you gotta give. I mean, that's like I said, man. But yes, there is a little bit of video footage of Jim Wilson wrestling. That's I can't see you can't see my mouse right there, but the guy in the burgundy trunks that's Lars Anderson, and the guy in blue that is Jim Wilson. So, from what I've seen and heard, and there's not like a whole lot of footage of Jim Wilson uh, on the internet. There's a couple little promos. I think uh, him and Thunderbolt try to do a promotion in Georgia that nothing happened with it. Uh, Thunderbolt passed him, pulled out when he was offered. I think Ole Anderson offered him a job to come back to Georgia Championship Wrestling. So I think when they was in that court case, if I remember correctly, they was in a court case, and uh, the judge asked him, "It's like, hey, there's Thunderbolt right there." Uh, he said, when he was asked about the legitimacy of wrestling, he said, "Well, the prelims are predetermined, but I think he said the championship matches are real." I think that's what he said. I think that's what Jim Wilson said in his book.
Black individual, you're limited. Maybe I sold in the 60s and 70s. Okay, in the 60s and 70s, I understand you made, from a quote from one of the magazines, you made $50,000 to $100,000 a year. Well, they quoted me making $225 a year. $225. Did you make that much? Yeah, how much you doing that? I made $100,000. Let's see. If my memory sports me right, that would be the days of Argentine Rocca, Buddy Rogers. That's a little bit before. That was a little bit before my time. Well, that was a little bit before your time. Seems to me anyone making $100,000 in 1960s wasn't really discriminated against. Well, it's a matter of opinion. You know what I mean? Like, well, everything's a matter of opinion. Like my whole thing is that I threw money all over the country. People came to see me. Yes, I worked in a lot of the different places around the country, and I threw money. And I just wanted the same chance that the rest of them was getting. Hey, Dr. J. Man, Dr. J, man, I'm that's your kid. Yeah, that's your kid. I was there, Georgia. You were I was the first black.
I mean, there's some from like I said, what from I heard, there's some truth to this, as in there's a lot of times Thunderbolt just didn't show up, but he was able to get jobs, uh, get on cards because he was over. Then there's this guy named Dusty Rhodes who came in, and a lot of people say when Dusty Rhodes became the American Dream. A lot of Dusty stuff he stole from Thunderbolt Patterson. And yes, like I said, even Ole Anderson hired and fired Thunderbolt Patterson a few times. but yeah, like I said, from what I heard, Thunderbolt was over, but again, it was a not so great time at the time, but hey, you making 100 grand and and that year, yeah, uh, I think I'll be good. I don't need the world title. I got my 100 grand. I'm good. He was mostly in the southeast. Uh, Jim Crockett used him good. Like I say, usually, especially later in Thunderbolt's career, Ole would use him a lot. Wrestling Florida as well. Um, but yeah, that's primarily where he wrestled at Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Did some outlaw promotions as well, obviously. Did the All South Wrestling. Him and Jim Wilson and somebody else, I think, try to do I think it was called International Wrestling Union. But yeah, he was I mean, just in a Florida territory, a one-time brass knuckles champion, one-time Florida heavyweight champion, national tag team champion, and championship wrestling from Georgia, Continental Wrestling Alliance or Association, one-time world champion. Let's see. Of course, in Georgia, three-time Georgia tag team champion, two-time television champion, uh, international championship wrestling. I think this was the one in Kentucky, the Poffos. He was a one-time United States champion, Maple Leaf champion, their United States champion, a one-time Mid Atlantic champion, and Texas, North America or American tag team champions four times. One with Wahoo, Toru Tanaka, Johnny Valentine, or two with Wahoo. Yeah, I kind of I I had a tape that had a lot of these exposing the business type episodes, like the current affair, the 2020, this episode, and all that. And when I watched it, because I remember watching this as a kid, and just, I mean, you're a kid, you just like, okay, they're really fucking arguing. But then you watch it later on, and you kind of watch them like, oh yeah, they're working. But yeah, he would wrestle on, Amarillo, Tri-State, which became Miss South UWF. Oh, Captain Lou. But yeah, I mean, you kind of tell that they're working a little bit, and yeah, yeah, you definitely see things differently now. And just for a little bit of reference too, a lot of people right now are giving Jesse Ventura a lot of credit for trying to start a wrestling union. But it Jim Wilson and Gunkel I think was part of that too. Uh, with Thunderbolt Passion, I think they was trying to have a promotion where they had health benefits, a union, and all that good stuff, but it didn't last long. And even according to Jim Wilson's book, it sounded like when Ole Anderson called and said, "Hey, uh, I got you a spot on the card. Need a job?" And Thunderbolt went. Which I mean, I guess he had wife and kids, family to feed and stuff like that. So what are you gonna do? You gonna try this outlaw promotion, or are you gonna go where the money is? Oh shit. God. And see that scene right there you just seen, uh, that's where you kind of go, oh, okay. I mean, as a kid, you seen that part, it's like, okay, it's we're about to go to fisticuffs now. And plus, Tony Ellis is built like a sh- shit brick shit house, man. That dude is fucking jacked. Dr. D is fucking awesome, man. I hate to say it. Uh, I can't really read that. Read that. Justice for who again? What's? Oh, okay. Justice for janitors. Now I know he. I think back late '80s, probably around this time. He was a labor organizer for the Service Employees International Union in Atlanta. So yeah, it's Hey, did y'all know like Jimmy Carter, especially Rosalind Carter, was buddies with Jim Jones, or had a friendship with Jim Jones, Reverend Jim Jones of the People's Temple? I just found that out recently myself. Yeah, I mean that's the bad thing about David Schultz. He got put under the business, like he just said, because he protected the business, and that's why I say he needs to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. So yep, that was the Morton Downey Jr. show. Like I said, that was Jerry Springer before Jerry Springer. I know a lot of Jerry Springer was, who slept with who, transvestite. I slept with my transvestite son, or stupid shit like that. Morton Downey Jr., if I remember correctly, had some stuff like that, but then you would have like a episode like this that talked about pro wrestling. Actually had people in pro wrestling. I know the first time I ever heard of a guy by the name of G.G. Allen was on the Morton Downey Jr. show, and let's just say G.G. was a musician, punk musician, really nasty dude, really really gross dude, man. Um, but yeah, I remember like especially in the summer times, because I was able to stay up late. I would watch Morton Downey Jr. show. Like I said, you were a kid, you just found it hilarious, and uh, I don't think was I trying to watch it, trying to figure out if it's all the work or not. I would really wasn't watching it for that, just entertainment purposes. And like I said, that's a one time I watched the episode. They had G.G. Allen on there and a few other controversial rock stars at the time, which he had a name, but I don't know how big of a star he was because I did watch a documentary about him, and it seemed like he would just play in like very very small punk clubs, maybe 20 people at the most in there. But he had a name. Let's just say I think he is known for his infamous stuff like getting in fights with the crowd, uh, throwing feces at the crowd. Yeah, like I said, check out his doc. Put it to you this way: on that same documentary I watched, they sit there and he was at a party and OD'd and passed away. Um, and somebody realized that he was, he had passed away. It's like, dude, kind of smells the same either way. I couldn't tell because of the smell. Um, mm, I don't know. I kind of like Morton Downey Jr. I mean, Sprinkle was okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't really watch enough Jerry Springer, but at the age I was and everything, I watched it. I'm like, okay, this is horseshit. But and of course, I watched a documentary of him. He kind of had a little controversy trying to say he was attacked at a airport one time and wound up being false. But I don't know. I guess I'll say Morton Downey. I say Morton Downey because he didn't mind arguing with people. I didn't see too much of that with Jerry Springer. He was there. He'll have his quirky sayings and stuff like that. But Morton Downey he didn't mind getting involved in everything that's going on. But anyway, like I said, I hate to cut this short. I know we probably talk about this for a few more minutes, but like I said, I gotta get packed up, get ready. Like I said, I gotta leave about 3:30 in the morning to head to Valdosta. So I don't know if I'll get a nap in. Maybe I'll try to get a nap in. Uh, Not gonna get to have my spaghetti. That sucks. But like I said, I got to kind of get packed up, at least rest for a few minutes before I got to get up again and head out. But appreciate everybody who tuned in, everybody who joined me in the chat. Again, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If I don't talk to y'all again on another stream, like I said, I think this is going to be the last one for the year. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Be safe out there. Happy New Year. Watch your speed, everything else, because the cops gonna be out. Don't drink or drive. Don't do anything stupid. Just try to have a happy Christmas and a happy New Year, and be safe about it. And of course, everybody have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.